Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of art.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev, load up the daily target, and go for it. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, so fun. I love checkerboard so much because, well, for those of you who know, uh, the conic gradient is my favorite, and checkerboard is among the simplest and most straightforward things to do with a conic gradient. So let's do that. Conic gradient. And it's going to be green. Oh, no, that's not the right color on my pasteboard. Green, 25%. And actually, we could do it as a repeating conic gradient. And the difference is, uh, for this case, rather than doing 4 segments, I do 2. And they repeat like this. So at 20, so it's there. There's the checkerboard. This would otherwise be the green. So green here, transparent, green, and transparent. In this way, we get them all at the same time. So the background position is at the top or left corner, and then the width is 200 pixels by 200 pixels or something like that. And you got it right. PX. Okay, so what's the actual width? 1.8, 1.9, 1.8, 7, 1.6, 165, 175, 75. Something like that. Now, I don't think I have the right margins. 1, 2, 3, 2, no, 2, 2, 1, 2. And then these margins need to be 72. Ah, there we go. Is it 150? And then 150. See, I've 160. There we go. 160, 160. There we go. So that's what we've got so far. Now, strictly speaking, we want those red circles. We have several choices as to how to do that. If I do radial gradient as the under, so there's a transparency underneath it, right? Because I've used this transparency, the hash, and then 4 zeros. But if I do a radial gradient, 1Q, and I believe that's going to be 0, 0, 80 pixels, 80 pixels, and do a transparent, and then the yellow. Now you're not going to be able to see any of that, 30 pixels, but when I put a background color on it, you'll see it. Well, or will you? I'm missing a comma, comma. So there it is. And so then what I want is a linear gradient behind that. So 3 gradients. This linear gradient is going to go at a 45-degree angle. I think that's right, 45-degree. And then it's transparent. And then it's this red. And oh, and I need a percentage, like some 20%. Red, 80%. 0, 80%. And then transparent. And that is not good enough. How about 40 and 60? And how about a different angle? 135. And there it is. So those are various layers. If I remove the upper layers, you'll see that's the red layer that I made. And then this layer includes hollowed out circles. If I make that black, you'll see that's the circle that I made. And then, of course, the repeating conic gradient is the checkboard. I like that solution a lot. Yes, there are many choices to do this guy. Many, 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 many choices. You could make two figures, a circle, and then do all box shadows. I think that'd be totally legit. In fact, will we do that now? Let's see what that looks like. What if we make two paragraph elements, one of which is a circle, one of which is a square, and then did box shadows to do that? We do that fairly quickly, so let's do that. So we'll make we will make the green one first. So we need to put yellow on the body, set margins on the paragraph element. We're going to set a color, and we know it's 80 by 80, so we set the height to 80 for the first element. And we're not going to use backgrounds. We are going to use a box shadow, inset 1 inch, 1 inch. And then just for fun, we'll do, I think we know what that number is, 180 pixels down. No, 160 pixels 0. And we don't see anything. Why? Backs because I misspelled shadow. There it is. Oh, and it's actually 0, 160. So this is what we made. Let's increase the margin 30. And actually it's 4, no, it's 80. 80 is correct. So this should be, yeah, that's correct. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Right. And then that next box shadow is 80 pixels, 80 pixels, 80 pixels. And then the next one is minus 80 pixels, 80 pixels. Great. But then the next thing we want is a second one. And that P plus P, so we use the adjacency selector to get the next one. That box shadow, all we really want, well, to start with, we're just going to do the inset and set the color to this red. And we need to do a border radius, 50%. And we need some different margins, don't we? Yeah, we need different margins. Here they come. So we want 152, 62, and then I'm going to do a negative margin up here, 1, 2. And I need a height that's smaller. Height 60. There we go. So by combining several different margins, so I wanted a number that was just one number to get the margins. And so that margin is being set to constrain the width of it. And I wanted to use just one number rather than also use a negative. And so I use a negative margin up here to offset that number, which is a nice solution to that. Now I need the inset, and then I need what, 100 pixels minus 60 pixels or something? That's not quite right. Let's get that number right. 80 and minus 80. Nice. And then this next one is minus 80 pixels, 80 pixels. Another nice solution. So let's submit that. There's a little bit of overlap. So do we want to actually, yeah, let's we have several of these that are absolutely the same, don't we? 80 pixels, 80 pixels, 80 pixels. Oh no, we don't. Minus 80 and 80. So these are shared. right? So minus 80 and 80. And then 80 minus 80. So we'll put this in a var. Var S or that value. And then I want var S to be oh, um, ah, and that's it. So that's a weird use of CSS variables because they do share certain aspects of the box shadow. So let's minify, you to replace, and then we're out of here. Thanks for sticking with me on that. Hey, doubled the time of this video, but that's kind of a neat technique to see this particular solution, and it's a better score. It's actually a better score. The box shadow solution is pretty nice. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well out there. Go make a web page. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. The world's rough, but hey, be nice. See you later.